films where people are identifying with the subject matter. They're seeing how this film could have a positive impact on others, yet still be entertaining as well. And I think I like things that do that. I like films and shows or anything along those lines that can keep your interest, keep you entertained, but also make a positive change.
Right. And, a moral to a story. I enjoy
Correct.
that too, where I've learned something new or I can identify with something that is from real life, but yet it was entertaining to watch at the same time. So I can completely agree with that.
I'm hoping that this will also raise awareness to the fact that men are also victims, because there's usually a lot of things where a lot of guys. I talked with another young girl. I said, your generation is being much more sensitive and open about their feelings and about treating each other with respect and those sorts of things. So it may be, a non-issue decades down the road. I said, but certainly, when I was growing up, and certainly my father, and generations before him, guys didn't show their emotions. They didn't cry. They just sucked it up. They took whatever they got. It's just one of those things. And, we just didn't allow the emotions to be shown. So I think it's important for us to let guys know that it's okay that you are human, that you're just as susceptible to verbal abuse or emotional abuse as anybody else.
And even physical abuse too.
Even physical abuse. Thank God I didn't suffer with that. But I've seen enough of it. I've actually had to arrest both parties because they were both beating up on each other.
Yeah.
So I've seen it, and it's just one of those things where the guy will just say, "Well, I'm okay." You certainly don't see guys hanging out at the pool hall talking about their emotions or their relationships. It's just not something that happens.
Right.
They don't do that like the females will do.
Yeah, we'll clutch it and talk about it, but yeah, you're right. Men don't do that.
Men don't do that, but they need to be able to say that this isn't correct. You don't have to put up with it. You're no less of a man to raise your hand up and go, that's not correct. I don't have to put up with this. I'm better than this. And that's what happened to me in that particular relationship, where an event happened and I said, I don't deserve this. I'm going to go. And that's what really was, even though I tried to appease and tried to, basically I ended up losing my own identity. She gave away clothes, and she tried to control what I wore and who I talked to. It was a constant suspicion. Who you talking to? Who are you? Who are you texting? Those sorts of things. And it was just finally a point where I said, I deserve better.
Right. So and I'm glad that you got that. A lot of people don't. They just keep going on for years and years like that.
Right.
So to all of our listeners, please, please, please go to Indiegogo and type in Glass Walls. Give $1 or more, whatever you can. Spread it throughout, your family and friends. And if they spread it through their family and friends, and keep going. And within that 18-day period, we can get the funding needed for such an important cause and film, as well as give back to the two charities that you mentioned, was child abuse.
Correct.
And so they need it too. And as I said, Sabina and I will kind of put our heads together and see if we can, reach out to anybody around us, and I'll just try whatever I can. I really want this to happen for you.
It's appreciated. I've always felt that, and you've been so generous and kind as well, and supportive, and I just want to say that I do appreciate your support.
Well, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Well, I want to thank you for joining us tonight and talking about yourself so personally, as everybody can tell. I mean, that's the only way you're going to explain really why you wrote this.
Right.
And it means a lot that you can do that now, versus before you probably couldn't. As you said, you put it in a script and put it away for 5 years. So,
right.
I'll definitely keep going on with it and trying to get as much funding as possible for you. And I'd like to have you back after it's funded, after it's made, and Sabina and I will congratulate you and talk to you about it and do cartwheels in our rooms.
That would be so awesome.
Well, I have faith that even if it doesn't go through this one time, there are other, areas like Kickstarter and that you can go through and try to get the funding again.
If for some reason it doesn't, we'll definitely revisit because everything's a learning experience. So
right.
We'll take everything that we learn and move forward anyway.
Yeah. Did you, by any chance, join LinkedIn? I know a lot of business people are on there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am on LinkedIn.
I'm not real familiar with it. I've been on there, but I haven't sat down to quite understand how exactly everything works. But I know that there's a lot of business.
I don't know how anybody can keep up. I would need a personal assistant to keep up with all these different things. Because I turn the computer on and hope that it beeps.
You're right. Well, we wish you only the best. Keep in touch on Twitter and everything, and you have my phone number, and we'll do everything possible for you.
Absolutely. Sabine, thank you for behaving.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yes. I'm definitely going to do all I can to help as well, and I'll definitely be tweeting you.
Well, thank you very much.
My tweets every day.
Cool.
Yeah. She will,
except
too.
for the weekends, of course.
You take care.
All right, ladies, have a good one.
You too. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If anybody wants to follow him on Twitter, because I forgot to mention that, it's at r-dana-browne, and it's D-A-N-A Brown, B-R-O-W-N-E. He has an E on his last name. Reach out to him if there's any way you can help him, like connect him up with somebody. Please do. Please do. This is such an important cause. Please do it. I haven't felt this strongly about one of these in a very long time. So how about you, Sabina?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I'm hoping that through all of our endeavors, it will definitely succeed. I definitely look forward to seeing the finished product, and I'm really curious about who he's got in mind to be in the movie.
Yeah,
because that one, the female from the 90s, I'm pretty sure I will know who it is. It's probably one of the many people I'm familiar with, grew up watching. So
yeah, you're a movie fanatic.
No, not just movie. Actually, mainly TV before movie.
Really?
I grew up.
I wouldn't guess that because it seems like I talk more about TV and you talk more about movies. So I wouldn't have guessed that. Well, that would bring a close to tonight's show, but please join us again tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm off on my days again. Tomorrow, March 28th, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, when we will have, Patrika Darbo. And she has just rejoined Days of Our Lives as Nancy Wesley, and I absolutely love her.
Yes, she is fantastic, and I've had the opportunity to meet her in person, and she's just as sweet in person and just as fantastic.
She's also been in the web series Misbehave with Eric Martzoff, too. So that's pretty cool. And we actually have him coming up, too, in April. So that'd be pretty neat to be able to talk to both of them. But we're doing them separate. It'll be 2 separate shows. Who knows? Maybe he'll call in. Maybe she'll call in. How those things go.
Yeah.
But join us at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow for Patrika Darbo from Days and Misbehave, as well as she played Roseanne in Roseanne and Tom behind the scenes. Did you know that?
Oh, my gosh, no. I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah, you're going to have
to go back and watch that.
Right? I knew it. I'm sure you could probably find it on the DVD at that store that you work at. or maybe
yeah,
on
you never know.
And yeah, because they have old movies and things like that too. Look on the IMDb for it and see exactly when it was made, and then you might be able to find it.
Yeah, I will.
So, but thank you so much for joining me tonight, Sabina. It was a pleasure. And I only tease you with these things. But
yeah.
She's actually my good buddy.
Yeah,
so
yeah. It was a
follow
pleasure.
Sabina. Yep, follow Sabina and David, who's also another co-host of mine, on Twitter at Take Two Radio Crew, and that is the number 2. Follow this show on Twitter at Take Two Radio. If you've missed any of the previous podcasts or you'd like to listen to this one again, you can do that through Blog Talk Radio. My website actually will not be updated for the next maybe couple of days or a week because there's other things going on behind the scene where Weebly is fixing something. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, so if you follow Blog Talk and you go in there, you can listen to the previous podcast, and it's also available on iTunes. Anything else you want to add to that?
Nope. Just have a good night, everybody.
Yes, sounds good to me. Happy Hump Day. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care, everybody.